What is going on, everybody? This is your boy Random Arts coming with a well, not really a live AMA, but an AMA with Shima from K9 Finance. So Shima, the floor is yours. I want you to introduce yourself to the audience, just to let them know who you are, your role in K9, and what you guys have for the future there.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited to talk about this project. It's really been, what I'm living and breathing for the past real 8 months, but kind of a year. About a year ago, I was brought onto the DAO through the core team just as a technical advisor to kind of oversee some of their design plans, but quickly was able to help out a lot more and came into a sort of full-time role managing the development team and as well as yeah, I wear a lot of hats in this. So doing a lot of kind of financial modeling before the product launched to figure out what our tokenomics would look like and to be able to plan ahead. And doing a lot of work with managing our infrastructure in Google Cloud. I have a big background from past AI startups and doing a lot of cloud architecture. So I was able to kind of bring that security focus into K9 since, crypto is really big on, it's a financial product. So security is a huge, huge aspect of things. And I think that would probably be about like 50% of my focus is just making sure the product's really locked down. We have really tight controls on all of our cloud infrastructure and a little helping audit smart contracts, a little helping write Solidity code. And I think probably my favorite part of this whole experience has been interacting with the K9 community. There's a lot of toxic communities in crypto, and I would say K9 really sets itself apart. And the support from all of our community, whether talking on Telegram or talking on Twitter Spaces, has just been incredible. And it's hearing that awesome feedback from everyone and the excitement from everyone that just really gets me excited to wake up every day and get back to work on this project. So it's been a wild year. I'm super proud of the team. I think we've delivered on almost every single thing we laid out in our roadmap a year ago. And I, just to pat ourselves on the back, I think that's kind of unheard of in crypto. Like no one's delivering on time and under budget. So I'm really thrilled with how things have been going. And I'm really excited to see how the DAO community sort of takes over leadership now and drives the DAO forward and helps push new innovations and new products.
No, that is one thing that I've always said to the audience, and that's because like you mentioned in crypto there is always a talk of, hey, we got a product coming out, and most of the time it's full of BS. The product doesn't come out, or if it does come out, it's all the way down the line, and a lot of time the interest in that in that project, it fades away. And that's one of the key thing. And before I even invested into K9, I was like, okay, let me just sit back and just really see uh, if they are gonna deliver what some of the stuff that they said that they would. And that's one thing that I can say for sure with K9, you guys over deliver, and that, like you mentioned, it's unheard of in crypto. So definitely
Uh,
kudos to you guys and your team.
yeah, thank you. Yeah, when I saw the timelines, I was a little stressed, but we just had such an amazing team of developers. Our lead Solidity contract developer, she was shout out to women in crypto, by the way, but she was just a math whiz, and we did a lot of back and forth designing the tokenomics, and um, there was sort of a little review process very early on in the design phase where the way I had originally scoped out the rewards, she was able to say that basically give me a 5-page Google Docs breakdown of why we should go about a different approach. And I love that interaction. So many developers in kind of every spot of the tech world just get tech specs and build it without putting any thought into what they're doing. So I love when developers are able to think for themselves and really interact with the broader team and be able to give feedback. So being agile and having an amazing team, it's like couldn't have done it without everyone working together. And yeah, this team has just been so awesome to work with.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Again, it's like I'm just looking at just my limited role in crypto that I do, and that's stressful as it is. So I can only imagine what you guys' stress level is, especially with a deadline and having to deliver. So yeah, definitely big ups to you guys on that.
Yeah, and I'm really thrilled. We basically have two more things left on our roadmap from what we originally published about a year ago, and that would be some AI features and the airdrop. So both of those have been working really hard for the past couple months, bringing it all together. A big part of that has to do with Google Cloud and our BigQuery data sets. We wouldn't be able to do all of the airdrop analysis. I think once people see this, they're going to get really excited. I think this is one of the most um, interesting, sort of gamified and kind of broadly scored airdrops that I've seen in crypto. So I'm really excited to have the community see this and start interacting with the airdrop platform. And yeah, it's sort of just cool to see how every little piece of work we've done over the past year builds on each other to build more and more products for the community.
Yeah, no, we're definitely gonna really dive into that Google grant because I know a lot of people were curious about it. So before we do, um, just in case someone just first stumbling upon this video and don't know what K9 Finance is and what it's all about, would you be able to just let them know what it is?
Yeah, that's a great question and a good point to bring up before we dive into things. So K9 Finance is the official liquid staking platform for the Shibarium blockchain. And take a step back, if anyone isn't familiar with liquid staking, for proof of stake blockchains like Ethereum, Polygon, and Shibarium, they are secured by a bunch of validators on the network. And the way you get those validators to not cheat or do anything malicious is by putting up, it's kind of like a bond. So you stake a bunch of tokens. In the case of Shibarium, validators stake the bone token. And if any validators were to misbehave, they would have that share of their bones slashed as a penalty. So it's a way to ensure good behavior and good consensus throughout the network. And in exchange for staking bone tokens, you earn all of the validator rewards. So you're earning an interest on your bone. And anyone can go and delegate their bone to a validator to earn that annual interest. However, when you do delegate your bone to a validator, you kind of have an opportunity cost. You can no longer use that bone in other DeFi products. So what liquid staking does, and I believe Lido, they might have been the first, but they're definitely the biggest in the industry. Liquid staking gives you a receipt token. So when you delegate your ETH or your Bone or your Matic to a validator, you'll get a token back in return. And then you can go and earn interest from the validator, as well as using your receipt token in other DeFi products to earn even higher yield. So it's a good way to, it's kind of like rehypothecation of money. It's like investing in bonds in the traditional market and then going using those bonds as collateral to use other financial products and earn more interest. So it's a good way for anyone who likes maximizing yield in DeFi to be able to kind of double dip on interest or use earn validator rewards as well as go and participate in other DeFi. So it's called liquid staking because instead of having your bone locked up, now you have a liquid form of an interest bearing or a yield bearing token.
Yeah,
So yeah, I guess, sorry, to go back to Canine Finance, um, we noticed about a year and a half ago that the Shibarium blockchain, which is proof of stake network, didn't have any liquid staking protocols on it. So seeing that gap in the market, we thought this is a great opportunity. Um, we're SHIB lovers, we're all dog lovers over here, and we would love to see Shibarium, thrive and succeed. So because liquid staking has become one of those sort of necessities for any successful layer two proof of stake network, we saw a great gap in the market that we could help fill. So that's why we set out to work on Canine Finance, and I think we've really delivered.
yeah, no, for sure. And that's one of the things that I said even before K9 came onto Shibarium. And this was right around the talk when they were discussing about different projects. Um, that could come onto the chain. And I was just looking at like what project could really stand out on Shibarium when it comes to utility. And I said, whoever provide liquid stake, and I said this probably back in 2023, if I'm not mistaken, like December 2023. I said, whatever project that's able to provide liquid staking for Shibarium, that's going to be one of the top projects on that chain. So, and I'm still sticking to that, and why, like I said, I continue to invest into K9.
That's what I love to hear. Clearly, you understand DeFi and the importance of these sort of DeFi primitives, as they're often called. They're really the building blocks that other DeFi products and get built on top of. And it's really analogous to traditional finance. I like to focus my crypto related work and research on DeFi because I have a sort of finance background and I'm able to draw parallels to whether or not or traditional finance and see like what is the market size of this sort of product in traditional finance and what are we replacing on chain. So that's why I think liquid staking and building DeFi primitives and things that can be the um, building blocks or Legos that you combine into more complex financial products. For instance, with our bone crusher, where you take KN Bone, which is our liquid staked version of Bone, and pair it with Bone, you'll earn swap fees from people trading between KN Bone and Bone on Shiba Swap, as well as you can earn escrow K9 by staking it in our farm. So it all starts with that DeFi primitive, that liquid staked version of Bone. Instead of just having your Bone in a validator earning your 2.5% interest, now we're getting that 2.5% interest and you're earning swap fees and you're earning farming rewards. So it's just building things on top of each other. And that's what's so cool about DeFi. And that's really why, like, if you go and Google infographic about derivatives markets and just look at the size of derivatives, which is sort of synthetic financial products built on top of other financial products, built on top of other financial products. The derivatives market dwarfs anything else in finance, real estate, real money, stocks, everything. Derivatives is really the massive piece in traditional finance. So that's why I think building out these more complex financial products on chain is really the future of finance.
Yeah, no, for sure. And to me, I always look at it as like if you could imagine it, it could be a infinite glitch where you could just continue to keep compounding your initial investment. So
Yeah, it really is. It's I think I learned more from just crypto and seeing, playing with different DeFi protocols, and then going back and learning about traditional finance than I ever did in business school. So it's you kind of need to play with these things and be motivated to do the deep learning. So my knowledge of traditional finance greatly expanded, far more than university could ever teach you, just from having been in the crypto space. And it is really, it kind of makes you lose faith in the traditional finance world once you see how these things work,
oh yeah.
but it gives you even more faith in crypto.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm not sure if you ever seen the movie Inception. Um,
Yes.
and when you look at K9 Finance, especially with the product that you guys provide, there's so many layers to it. So that's
It's
that,
true.
and that's how like I always try to just simplify it in my mind of how to be able to fully understand it. And Inception is like the movie that would, in my opinion, it just pairs well with K9.
I think that's very true. And I think playing with K9, using it for a few months, you really have to use it for a while to fully understand the product or have a lot of background experience in similar protocols because there are just so many layers. But it's that layering and the way you kind of, another popular term is create that flywheel effect where you're driving value from one area to another area to another area to keep growing that value for everyone. And I think that's just so cool to me to see kind of how the math works out on all that, and to also just be able to implement this on chain is just so cool. Instead of trusting people in databases, not changing numbers in um, opaque financial institutions, it's available to everybody, and I think That's why I'm such a big proponent of blockchain. It really does level the playing field and make things that were totally inaccessible to the general public. Even accredited investors couldn't really do these kinds of things. They'd have to go through brokers and financial institutions to do anything like this before. And now you can do it all on chain if you're willing to educate yourself and learn for yourself.
And that's definitely the beauty of crypto because a lot of the barriers that sometimes is in the financial institutions um, gets eliminated. Like you mentioned, all you have to do is just learn it for yourself, and you could open up a whole new world.
It's very true. I think we're on the same page there. I love that attitude.
Now, a lot of people reached out to me, and I actually have it pulled up on the screen right in front of me. And this is about the K9 acceptance to the Google Cloud partnership. That is massive. Anytime you have Google, partnership in a sentence with your project's name, that's massive in itself. So, what can you tell us about this? Even like even for the process of getting involved, or how long that took, and everything that it entails with it.
Yeah, I'd say this sort of been a dream of mine since I think it was last May when I was in Consensus in Austin, Texas at the blockchain conference. And I was in the hackathon there, but talking to the AWS and Google teams, we hadn't really decided on our infrastructure provider for the validator at that point. But when I was speaking with Google, it seemed like they were putting a really big investment into trying to onboard projects in the Web3 space. And they have all sorts of support programs when you do get accepted into this higher tier. So they sort of have two startup level tiers, and we're in their scale tier, which is the higher tier. So it's giving us private access to a Discord where we can talk to a bunch of other teams and get insights from Google, and direct access to a bunch of other project teams like AVAX and Solana and Polygon. It's a great networking opportunity. But I think, the biggest benefit to the DAO is that we got $100,000 in credits for the first year and another $100,000 as a discount for the second year. So now we have, not unlimited, but a huge cloud computing budget, which is really exciting for our upcoming AI features that we're powering with the Gemini model. So it's going to be a great way to sort of reduce some of the DAO's monthly costs in operating all of the infrastructure for the validators and the bridge and the dApp platform in general, as well as being able to let us build and experiment with these AI features. It can definitely be a little stressful sometimes working in the cloud. Back several years ago, I made one mistake and ended up running up a $13,000 cloud bill in 3 days. So I think that was a really
Oh
valuable
wow.
but expensive learning experience. So it was good bringing this into K9 to make sure that I wouldn't blow the budget for the DAO. Um, but yeah, now that we have sort of this freedom, it gives us a lot more opportunity to explore and not be afraid to really be playing with these AI models. So that's super exciting. And just sort of speaking with the Google account managers and working with the Google team, it's just awesome the kind of support. We're going to have we already had one architecture review from Google back when we launched the validator, just to make sure our security was all good. But we're going to get another architecture review for everything else. And it's just really reassuring to know that um, we've had, all of our audits and all of my background experience and our development team's experience, but just getting a second or third or fourth set of eyes from experienced professionals to make sure everything's super secure and well architected in the cloud. It's just really great to know. And Google has just been awesome for supporting us like that. So yeah, I've basically been dreaming about this for the past year, but we wanted to get everything into a good place, to really highlight how much we love the Google products. So big project over the past few months was building out a Shibarium data set that you could query with SQL, since that was something, another gap in the market we identified that was unavailable. So that allowed us to build Dune dashboards and give us the visual insights we needed into the product usage and understanding how our users are interacting with the protocol. And from there, I think that really helped bolster our application to Google, showing them that we kind of drink the Kool-Aid and that we love all of their products. It's not just running a bunch of VMs in the cloud, but using all of their load balancing and next generation firewalls and all of their virtual private networks and all of their big data tools with their Vertex AI platform and BigQuery data warehouse, just using all of the different Google products and having it all in one place and being able to do it all on private networks. So we know we're not opening anything up to the outside world. It's just been a great experience. So we're thrilled. And I guess Google was also happy with what we're doing. And yeah, we're happy to say that we got accepted into their startup scale program for Web3 projects. And it's really going to help the DAO, start delivering on that final part of the roadmap with the AI products.
Oh, that is definitely massive. Like I mentioned, like just the name Google, and that also, too, in my opinion, like anytime you could say, "Hey, we're partnered with Google," it brings validity to your project. Not saying that you never had it before, but just the name Google itself. So that,
Exactly. It's like, the big boys have taken notice of us. We're not just another pump and dumper here to quickly extract value from the market. And that's, I think, especially with all the meme coin mania lately, there's so much value extraction.
right.
Crypto's becoming really toxic. I think it's going to give so many people a bad image of crypto. I went on a date a few weeks ago, and the girl said that the fact I was in blockchain and AI was a red flag, but she was interested to hear more. And I said, no, 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 I swear, I'm different. I really believe in it for the benefit of the world.
She think you're crypto bro, huh?
Yeah, I'm like, no, no, I'm not gambling on meme coins. I've gotten wrecked too much in the past, and now I strictly focus on building cool, innovative products and how we can help create a more fair and equitable financial landscape for everybody.
Well, that's really funny though. She thought that yeah, you're one of those shillers.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man, that's awesome. Like I said, that's a huge, huge, huge partnership there. Um, Now I did see the X post about airdrop. What
Yeah,
and
that's going to be exciting to be working on.
and I
Sorry,
believe.
go on.
Oh, I'm sorry. And I believe that message said it was the biggest Shibarium airdrop, so that really piqued a lot of people's interest. It says the most anticipated airdrop in Shibarium history is coming soon for those who have ran with the pack.
Yeah, so I think in terms of the size as well as sort of the scope where we're really going to reward all sorts of behavior. Obviously, the main um, on-chain and off-chain behavior that we're going to reward is related to using the K9 product. And maybe to throw a little alpha out here, but the snapshot is not taken yet for any of the historical metrics. But so definitely go interact with Adapt. Do things that you think would make you a good Shibazen. But yeah, our lead front end developer on this, Epo, has made just a gorgeous app. I'm absolutely stunned with how it's looking right now. And been digging through Google Sheets for the past 2 weeks with Buzz and Turtle and some of the rest of the team, figuring out all the different categories that we're going to be looking for and the point allocations for all of the different behaviors. So the airdrop will be a combination of historical behavior. We're going to look at some general DeFi related stuff, see what your Ethereum history is like, see what your Shibarium history is like, as well as how you're interacting with the K9 products and how you're interacting with the K9 social channels. And there's also a little gamification and stuff in there. So yeah, hopefully it's going to be not just a set snapshot. There's actually going to be a part that's snapshotted and a part that's an ongoing campaign. So you will be able to see some of the scoring categories and go and sort of earn points throughout the airdrop campaign before the final allocations are determined. So I'm really, really excited to give this or release this to the community, and hopefully everyone has fun kind of playing the game and earning points. And yeah, I think this is awesome. I'm just super thrilled with how this is turning out. It ended up being a much bigger scope than we had initially thought. It's not just like, ah, okay, who used our test net, who used the product, here's some tokens. We're really trying to balance it out across a ton of different categories and also support a bunch of other projects in the SHIB ecosystem with a little credit for using them. So I guess there's a little more alpha for you. So definitely go and explore all of Shibarium DeFi and everything Shibarium related. So, but yeah, I'm super excited for this airdrop campaign to start.
Just in case you guys just miss all of that, that was some major, major alpha. So the snapshot, like Shima mentioned, has not been taken. So you could legit go on there now and start interacting with the dApps. And I'm and Shima haven't said this, but I'm assuming if you guys have some K9 finance, some K9 bone token, you could probably pair some liquidity as well, and maybe again I don't know that specific part, but this is one of the things that I've been saying. Because one thing that I've noticed just without throughout X is that the promotion of liquidity, liquidity, liquidity. So, I'm just thinking outside the box, like, okay, well, if liquidity is constantly being mentioned, then providing liquidity may be a part of that airdrop. And you correct me if I'm wrong on that.
I'll just say that I think you're very observant.
You guys heard, you guys just heard major major alpha right here from K9 Finance DAO guys. So if you are not providing liquidity, again, not financial advice, you got to make sure you do your own research. But yeah, getting some K9 Finance token, especially where it's currently at right now, may not be a bad idea. I'm just gonna say it like that.
Yeah, it's definitely I think a good time to be buying. I if you know if you can, no one go investing more than you're comfortable with, but getting into that whale group, apart from potential airdrop related benefits, the whale group is also just, I think, our most core community, and the vibe in that private Telegram channel is just so great. I love our whales. I love our entire community, but it's definitely a great time, given the recent chart, to try to get yourself to that whale status and join in the Telegram there to get some more of the alpha that's dropping, both on K9 and the discussions about other projects and things in the SHIB ecosystem, and just to hang out with a bunch of really great people.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. That's for sure. So we are now approaching 30 minutes into the AMA. Do you have any final remarks that you want to talk about, or anything that you want to tease as far as like what's going coming in the future outside of the I know you mentioned the AI product. Now that I'm gonna say this is the first that I'm hearing about the AI project, so I don't know what that
Well, the whale chat will be getting an early preview into some of the AI stuff really soon. We've been working on a cool Telegram bot that you can talk to that is going to help with DAO governance and helping with people. um, I mean, I guess I'll give some alpha. I didn't really talk about it with the team, but helping write proposals so that you can get better quality proposals on the forum. And if you have any really cool ideas for projects or things the DAO should be working on, but you don't really know how to communicate that well, this will really help you be able to get your voice heard in the DAO. And we really want this to be a proper decentralized community, and we really want, all members, all canine holders, everyone who cares about Shibarium to have their voice and to be able to really contribute and drive the future direction of the DAO. So yeah, if you're in that whale chat, you're going to get an early preview to these AI features. And yeah, we're excited to be rolling some more stuff out. And like I said, that Google grant is going to become just such an important piece of helping us deliver this to the community. It gives us so much development freedom to experiment and explore with the awesome use of different AI agents. And we love Telegram as an interface for interacting with these agents and making them available to everyone. So yeah, we're super, super excited. And yeah, our whales are going to get that early preview. So a little more alpha for you.
Man, that is awesome. Like I tell Buzz all the time is and I'll definitely do the same thing for you. You guys are always welcome to come on the channel. Anything you want to reveal, you're always welcome to come on my channel just because again, I'm a big supporter of K9 Finance and I love what you guys are doing. So you'll always have my support over here.
Well, love that. Thank you so much for having me today. It really is, I don't know, the people like you that make me, I'm smiling right now. Like, I love this community. It really is such a rare, positive community in the crypto space. So I'm thrilled to have been able to meet everyone in this community and been working on this for the past year and continue helping support K9 Finance well into the future. And, you know, together we're all going to make it. So I'm pretty excited. Thanks so much for having me today.
No, not a problem. Thank you for stopping by and definitely sharing these alphas. Guys, if you have not already, checked out K9 Finance, make sure you follow them on X as well as check out their socials and website and also the airdrop. It is they have like mentioned have not taken the snapshot yet, so this is your time just to be able to go and interact and also again not financial advice, get some K9 Finance token on discount. But really, guys, that is all that I have for you guys today. Random Art signing off. Peace.